With Roblox's ever-growing game catalogue over the years, providing the community with many beloved memories, it's easy to forget some games that may have changed due to abandonment and neglect. A term that describes this occurrence is known as code rot. Code rot in Roblox is when games gradually break or become buggy over time. Examples of this could be bugs in dialogue, unanchored vehicles, and just general glitches in the game that hinder its once normal performance. Today, we're going to investigate some of these games and find out how effective they've become due to code rot. The first game that I'm going to be looking at is Heliwars Desert Attack. The game was created on the 29th of March 2008 by B. It was also one of the most popular games of its era, with having many YouTube videos created on it at the time. This consistent community helped the game to get 16.2 million visits in total, making it reasonably successful in retrospect. Unfortunately, around 2014 to 2015, as Roblox games were changing and other games started to surpass Heliwars Desert Attack, it started to become slowly neglected and abandoned by B. This led to the game barely having any updates, which was a detrimental reason to why the game started to slowly code rot, as Roblox introduced more and more changes to how Roblox's code worked. For example, there was something significant with how the vehicles work. If you wanted to use a Jeep within the game, you would need to use a Jeep item in your inventory to drive it, and with the helicopters, you would just sit and control it like any other vehicle on Roblox. Then, on the 17th of December 2022, B announced that he was going to look at the code and try and fix the game. He then updated the game on the 14th of May 2023. However, this didn't help to fix the game. Now in recent times, the game is completely broken with the helicopters not functioning properly, as when you go in to drive it, it doesn't move, and you end up getting flung when you jump out. Then, when you try to drive the Jeep, you're stuck and can't move either. When you go into the VIP room, you're instantly killed when spawning in, which didn't happen in the early days of the game. Unfortunately, after 3 years since the game's last update, it is very unlikely that any of these glitches will be fixed or undone, leaving the game to code rot.
Hello, Video Editor here. One thing we forgot to mention is that you can actually play a recreation of the game on Roblox. It'll be linked in the description if you're interested.
The next game that I'm going to be talking about is Stop It Slender. The game was created on the 15th of December 2013 by Maki G. Pico, don't even know if I said that right, who joined Roblox in the same day as the game's creation. It was an Area 51 style game with items such as camcorder, flashlight and coil. You could also spawn a slime monster. The game grew with sizable popularity with a total of 263,000 visits. Then the creator updated the game on the 4th of July 2015. However, this was sadly the last time the game would be updated for the next 11 years. Now in recent times, most of the features of the game are broken due to mass changes in Roblox's code. For example, when you go to the zombie morph, your character gets stuck in the morph statue. Then the flashlight is also bugged with high sensitivity, deeming it mostly unusable. Then, when you go down to Area 51, when going up to Slenderman, after he kills you, he starts flying uncontrollably. Unfortunately, it's not likely that this game will be fixed since its last update happened long enough ago, in which you can infer that the developer most likely has moved on from the project. The next game that I'm going to be talking about is Sword Fighting Tournament, a game created by The Gamer 101 on the 12th of August 2009. The main aim of the game was to battle opponents within the server through duels, teams and special rounds such as the Juggernaut game mode. During rounds, there were also multiple maps built by the community, with randomly generated terrain also being present in map selection. This was very ahead of its time for 2009. Numerous people played the game, with it being a main staple of the Roblox home screen during late 2009. Over the game's lifetime, it amassed 47 million total visits, deeming it as a fairly successful combat game. However, after a certain point, the game stopped receiving regular updates in order to fix bugs and issues. After not being updated for a long time, the game began to become more and more code rotted. This is evident in how rounds and duels can no longer start, making it unplayable, as well as character animations being stagnant. The teleportation feature within the UI of the game no longer works. Swords also don't kill anyone, deeming the core mechanic of the game as broken. This has resulted in the game to now be abandoned and unplayed by anyone as a result of its immense code rot. Overall, it's a shame to see such a beloved classic game to now become unplayable. So yeah, that was Roblox games affected by code rot. Anyways guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you in another video.